Greetings and salutations, viewers. I am Charles from Inspire the Muse, coming to you today at ConnectiCon 2018. And this time around, we are talking to Jason Fry. Thank you for taking some time out to talk to us.
Yeah, thanks for coming by.
We were hoping to learn a bit about your upcoming release, and if you could, what is it about? Or just a little teaser for our viewers.
Sure. My next book, In a Certain Galaxy Far, Far Away, is Star Wars Solo Tales from Vandor. That comes out in September. It is tied into Solo, as you might imagine. It's a really fun book. Vandor, some folks may not remember, is the snow planet where Han and Chewie try to rob the Convex. And they go to the lodge and they meet Lando Calrissian. And so it's from the point of view of a character named Midnight, a new character who is the bartender in the lodge. And Midnight has a whole bunch of tales to tell about Han, about Chewie, about Beckett, about Lando, about other folks who have come through Vandor. And some of these tales are true and some might not be.
Bartenders always get the good stories.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's a fun book. It's from Studio Fun. It's folks who have read, say, Ray's Survival Guide or Bomber Command. It's that kind of book, really kind of a first-person in-universe narrative with lots of cool fold-outs. Like I got to design a Star Wars emigration form, which was...
That's unique.
Yeah, it was really pretty cool. And, you know, looked back at kind of old steamship emigration forms, et cetera, that have all these old cool stamps. And yeah, so that comes out in September, and I'm really looking forward to folks getting to meet Midnight and hear a tall tale or two.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And I believe you've also done some other tie-ins into that universe.
Yeah, my most recent book, the novelization of The Last Jedi, that small indie film people may have heard of.
No one's heard of it.
Yeah. That was that's where we're selling these at the show, and this was it was really kind of an amazing process to go through. I'd never done a novelization the way I had done some adaptations of Clone Wars shows and a bit in Rebels. But, you know, this was obviously kind of a different animal, but it really was just a pleasure from start to finish. Starting with last July, I went out to Skywalker Ranch, met with Ryan Johnson, and Ryan could not have been more generous in trusting us with his story. You know, he's not only the director but also the writer. But from the beginning, he, you know, just gave us carte blanche to expand the story, enrich, deepen it any way we saw fit. And
very cool.
Yeah, that generosity and that trust really was, I mean, made a huge difference to the project. And you know, we sat down and talked through some of the characters and the beats and what he was trying to do in the film, which was a huge help. Ryan told me something actually that was great, not only for the novelization, but also for my work and really everything that I do. What he said was that in crafting The Last Jedi, what he wanted was lift, not drag. And what he meant by that was, you know, there's all sorts of fateful events in The Last Jedi, all sorts of kind of heavy things that happen, but he always wanted to make sure the audience, you know, had that kind of light Flash Gordon feel that's very Star Wars, and to make sure there was a lot of that as well. And so I brought that through into the novelization, lift not drag, and thought frankly that it was great advice for my own storytelling, for anybody else's too.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Could you tell us a little bit about your experiences of working within a franchise that has this much history and lore behind it? I know you can't really talk much about the process and some of the NDA things. We don't want to get dragged out by Jedis or Mickey Mouse or anything. Well, we're not going to get you in trouble, but what was it like working on something this well known?
For me, it's funny, Star Wars almost doesn't feel like somebody else's intellectual property. I mean, I obviously know it is, but you know, I was 8 years old when A New Hope came out in 1977, and it changed my life. I had always wanted to write and tell stories, and that just kind of expanded my horizons about what stories could be. So for me, Star Wars has always felt like an old friend, and it doesn't really feel like I'm an intruder in a sandbox because I've spent so much time playing in that. But no, it's a lot of fun. There's a great team there, ranging from your editors at a given publisher to the editors at Lucasfilm to the story group. But they're not really there to say no or confine you, etc. They're really there to help you with the storytelling. Story group, that's the important part, is story.
Yeah.
They're really good storytellers and trying to help you do better at what you're doing. So you don't get told no a lot, and Star Wars, one thing I love about it is it's really such a rich universe with so much lore in it that, whatever story you want to tell, what has come before in Star Wars will help that, as opposed to getting in the way. So, I find actually there's a lot of freedom to tell stories in there, and you really don't wind up feeling hemmed in that way.
That's encouraging to hear.
Yeah.
For our viewers out there, where could they learn more about the books that you've worked on and brought to life, and potentially purchase them or pre-order as the one that's coming out?
Sure. You can find me. I keep a Tumblr called Jason Fry's Dorkery, which is, believe me, is apt. I don't know the URL offhand, but it should be pretty Googleable. Or you can follow me on Twitter. I'm Jason C. Fry. You're going to have to wade through a lot of New York Mets agita, for which I apologize. It happens. But between those two, you can generally find out what I'm up to and follow along. And hey, come see me at ConnectiCon or some show in the future.
Very cool. I encourage all our viewers out there to go check out the books, go check out the social media. When you purchase the books, please post a review on Amazon, Goodreads, all those good places, so it can raise the visibility up and help everyone else enjoy it. And until next time, as always, go be creative. Go read some books.